Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar. I firmly am of the belief that if you don't have a loving mother and father, you end up as a video game hacker, okay? Somebody that wastes precious hours of their day playing an online video game with literally every training wheel, boost, and assist attached, and just manages to try to at least lie to themselves that they're doing something fun in the process. Now, I play a fair amount of online video games, or rather I really used to until the advent of online cheating really is something where, like, you know, trying to come home and enjoy any title, whether it be Warzone, Rainbow Six, and seeing the amount of people that get banned for hacking in the corner really makes you wonder if you're playing with somebody legitimate half the time, or if you're playing with somebody that just likes to have the training wheels attached, because they're too fucking brain dead to use a goddamn keyboard and mouse, a controller in any functioning capacity. Now, today's topic of focus is a lawsuit right over here between Activision and a scumbag company known as EngineOwning. Now, you might be wondering, who is EngineOwning, Muto? What are they all about? So I'm going to show you their website, which again should pretty much dictate to you exactly what this company is and who they are and what they're about. So if you actually go to their website, they're estimated 2014 and they're all about selling high quality cheats, okay? So obviously they sell cheats for Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2019, Titanfall 2, Black Ops, World War II, Battlefront 2. In fact, they're going so far back that we're looking at Battlefield fucking 3 as an actual place where you can buy cheats. Now, obviously, these guys have been around for a fair bit, and they have made such a considerable amount of money that Activision has actually been awarded over $14 million in a lawsuit in regards to them selling their scummy software. Now, to give you an idea about it, these companies are a dime a dozen, okay? When I play any online video game, it's so easy to go to google.com, type in any video game you want, space cheats, and you'll literally find any website that will sell you any form of access. So if you go to these people and you actually, decide to buy Counter-Strike 2, for instance, Modern Warfare 3 is currently disabled because of the aforementioned lawsuit, but if you go to their website over here, you can see that they're selling you 3-day access for €1 a day, 30 days for 10 a day, and then of course 180 for 44. It's like browsing for pornography websites, okay? You know they give you a day trial? It's like going to that shady file hosting service and getting the day trial. So one thing that I wanted to look at into it, obviously, is that why these cheats exist to the level they do and why anti-cheating, which are actual videos that I've made where, again, I talk about the annoying nature of why an anti-cheat needs to sit at the kernel level, is because this scumbag organization is also running their cheats into a point where it is literally running their own actual hypervisor, okay? They literally want you to run their own hypervisor on their system. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, okay? Never in a million years, okay? You know how I say I don't trust Valorant and shit? I don't trust any of these scumbags ever, okay? The fact that they're selling cheating software, I would probably have to imagine they're doing a lot more than selling software for cheating on video games. There's probably a good chance some of these companies, and I'm not alleging this one in specific, are probably stealing your personal information anyways. And honestly, here's another cherry on top. If you're one of the people using cheating software like this, I hope you have your fucking financial information stolen. I hope you go into some lord of financial ruin or some identity theft nonsense, because you're a scumbag online. So if something shitty happens to you, I'm gonna sit here laughing about it. But in a general sense, let's say you're somebody that might be entertaining the thought of cheats. If anybody tells you to install hypervisor software, especially a cheating organization, a criminal group, a criminal enterprise, probably shouldn't do it, okay? But hey, if you're stupid enough to consider paying money to put training wheels on Warzone because it makes you feel better about yourself, then shit, nothing I can say will convince you otherwise. Anyways, rant aside over here. So anyways, Activision ended up suing these guys, where apparently EngineOwning UG, Gernot's Enterprise Limited, and of course it started naming off the individuals one by one that were actually the chief defendants in this situation. And what had happened was they ended up actually granting Activision $14.4 million and almost $300,000 in attorney's fees, okay? So regardless, this group that was selling cheats, okay, is now effectively bankrupting themselves, okay? Activision won a case, and basically these people are probably going to have to suck dicks at a glory hole to be able to pay up this amount of money. So you might be like, whoa, Muda, $14.4 million? Is that how much cheating can cause? So to understand, cheating is a huge industry, okay? If you thought the gaming industry was big, it is. But clearly the cheating industry is also massive as well. As people start to play various online video games, the amount of people that want to cheat in those online video games to get ahead, win possible competitions, or imagine if you're like a streamer, right? You know all those videos online of streamers who get caught cheating in online video games? You know, where they're just like streaming to like 20 people, and then all of a sudden they alt-tab by mistake, and you start to see like a cheat menu, or God forbid, you start to actually see ESP wall hacks.
Task manager? Yo, they want my task manager? Hold up. Oh wait, I gotta close my whole game for that now.
Enemy UAV overhead.
No, control delete.
Control delete?
Wait, but do you have it on window?
No, control delete task manager. Put it up, throw it up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's over. It's over. This is exactly what the industry is about. This is what, unfortunately, is a byproduct of video games, especially online video gaming, becoming so popular, okay? The amount of cheating that is happening is insane. And even beyond all of the cheating that's going on, it's literally the fact that as these games, you know, as the cheat software becomes more invasive, so is the anti-cheat stuff that these games rely on. We're literally sitting at a point where I would say the people that just want to have a relaxing Friday night now pretty much have to sit with the most invasive software on their system just because Joe Schmo can't handle their KD being under 1 or something, okay? Insane shit. So this lawsuit, or rather the history of it, has actually been going on for a fair bit of time, okay? So this is a story that pretty much goes all the way as far back as, I would say, 2023. And according to torrentfreak.com, what was actually happening was when this initially got announced, none of the defendants relished the idea of even coming to the United States. In fact, they retained counsel in this situation. So initially they were like, Activision's huge. They're like a $50 billion company. Why are they bullying us, the innocent illegal cheat developers? Well, apparently, 2 of the defendants broke from this organization and even settled with Activision, where one settled for $2 million, okay? And the other one for around half of that, so $1 million, $3 million in all. But again, for understanding this situation, the more you go into it, Activision's response for the motion to dismiss was so aggressive to the point that, according to this, what they had said was the defendants routinely trade detailed instructions on how best to illegally launder their money. Because to understand, they're selling illegal software in general, right? So when you make the money that is generated through selling illegal software, software that's going to cause you to go under lawsuits like this, there's a pretty good chance that you can't just claim that money on your tax, returns or anything, right? Or your income tax. You probably have to route it through shells, route it through different business ventures, just so the money is clean enough and the origin point of that money being generated is not your shady cheat development website, okay? That's generally how it comes out to. So Activision wasn't screwing around in this situation, and what happens was they moved for a default judgment, which is exactly what we're talking about today. Now, again, I want to go back to that lawsuit and just kind of read through over in this situation and just pretty much say that obviously Activision had, some factual allegations where they were talking about, this specific software. So what they had mentioned was they had employed anti-cheat technology, which was the Ricochet anti-cheat for Call of Duty, which is the kernel-based anti-cheat they use. And they say when a user is caught cheating, his or her account is banned from playing, and plaintiff collects the player's computer hardware ID. So when you get banned, people say like, oh, just IP ban somebody. You can get a new IP like that. So effectively what anti-cheaters do is they start banning hardware IDs. And now we're getting to the point where they're banning TPMs and things that are becoming noticeably more difficult to spoof, okay? It's easy to get a new piece of, IP. It's easy to get a new IP address. Some ISPs give you dynamic addresses, which change every time you reboot a modem. But where it gets to be an issue is when actual IDs for your hardware start getting banned. And if you're not careful to spoof them in the first place, you might inadvertently make your computer a nuclear bomb, so to speak, or a ticking time bomb for any account that may use it to access Activision servers. So anyways, going in further into it, what they had effectively said was Rick, the defendant, was the founder of EO and the mastermind behind the venture. So a lot of the money was put into, or a lot of the blame is sort of put into this guy. But then they start listing off people who were moderators of their website, people who were basically developing and selling this cheat software, and so on and so forth. So where the fuck did they get the $14 million figure, you might wonder? So apparently this is where like it actually sheds some serious like light into how many people are downloading this kind of software. So according to the law where they use the DMCA, the plaintiff may elect to reward an award of statutory damages for each violation of section 1201. So where they say a sum of not less than $200 or more than $2,500 per act of circumvention, device, product, component, offer, or performance of service. So where they said Activision seeks the minimum statutory damage of $200 under the DMCA multiplied by a general approximation of the number of downloads of the cheating software just in the United States alone, because that's where the DMCA can be applied. And so over here, the number is like 72,328. Like that's just the US alone, and that's just one fucking cheat developer. Could you imagine the other big cheat developers? How much of the actual general population for this game must actually be goddamn scumbag cheaters? So they say they basically are getting hit for a total of $14.4 million, okay? So that's where the actual damages come out. And that's just based off the minimum that Activision was going for. Had they went after the maximum, then maybe it would just be too much money and there might be an appeal in process. Not to say that they probably can appeal, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's not good whatsoever for any of these guys. This one organization that pretty much sat there with like their, chest basically like being beaten, they didn't care for a while. Now that they got hit with one of these, they actually did offer a statement regarding that lawsuit. So this is actually goddamn hilarious to read through, okay? So what they said was, for the last weeks, we've been working to identify the latest detection vector and to increase the overall security of our MW3. It's insane how, like, cheat developers, scumbags that they are talking about security for their stupid cheat. So anyways, there's been a lot of false claims regarding the lawsuit against EngineOwning. All the guys targeted in the lawsuit are inactive and have been for a long time. The project was handed over to a new owner years ago. Some news articles claim that Activision got access to the data of our users. This is completely false. And to no surprise, those articles don't link to any kind of source. So I don't know if people who've been using their cheat might have actually inadvertently gotten their stuff sort of leaked out. To be honest, I don't care, okay? Like, if you're somebody using, cheating software to ruin the experience of online gaming, I don't care if your personal information or your crypto money or your passports or your financial information has been impacted, okay? Honestly, you kind of fucking deserve it, okay? Simple as that. But some news articles claim that Activision got access to the data of the users. That is, again, is up for people to assume, up for people to assess. I would wait until actual information comes out. So Activision ended up getting their goddamn URL, and in a surprising turn of events, they started to actually list other backup domains, which could easily be acquired by Activision at this point too. But hey, dumbasses are dumbasses, right? So what they've basically said, we hope and think that our domain registrar will not defer to this bogus claim that would not have been approved by the clear-headed judges with even basic democratic values in a proper jurisdiction. Dude, I love how, like, I always love when you come across, like, actual scumbags who try to be on, like, the moral victory of all of this, right? Like, you're developing cheating software, guys. You're not doing any national good whatsoever. It's not like you're standing up against a tyrannical government. You're just literally ruining the COD experience for plenty of people. You basically fucking played against a dragon, the dragon bit, burned you, and now you gotta be paying the consequences of your own actions. Like, how is this even, like, arguable? This is just insanity. So, again, one of the things about this is, like, obviously, for me, the story necessarily isn't that Activision stopping a cheat developer. The problem is this doesn't really do a whole much of anything, because in the grand scheme of things, this is just, like, in the United States. And if it's outside the United States, it's usually in a friendlier jurisdiction that works together with American companies. Had this company been based in Iran, the Russian Federation, North Korea for crying out loud, which is insane. I actually wonder why North Koreans don't actually Why they don't just sell cheating software for that would be a great income stream for like Kim Jong-un, by the way. Not promoting that whatsoever. But if you're outside of like any friendly jurisdiction, like you can pretty much operate, and Activision can always threaten you, but they can't legally do anything against you. Which again, for one cheat developer they take down, another 1,000 will keep like selling their product. And that's unfortunately the grim reality of the online multiplayer situation. And honestly, I've played with so many people that are cheaters, and I've talked to so many of my friends who've straight up given multiplayer gaming up and just switched entirely to single player content, because in their mind, it's like, what is the point of playing online when literally every session of a battle royale game probably statistically will have at least 1 or 2 hackers. You know, people that can look through walls, auto-target your face, and effectively ruin the experience for everyone around. And that's unfortunately the reality of this situation. But yeah, it is ultimately a net good that Activision is going after, and the precedent that this is legally setting in the country is that anytime you're a cheat developer and you are ruining the experience, the more and more of these lawsuits go through and are successful for these companies, the more easier it is to keep going after them, at least within the United States, because a precedent is set, right? Like right now, in order to win this suit, if you actually read through it, they're relying on case law that is set for different, softwares. But now, because they're successful here, more and more companies can actually keep citing cases like this or other cases and basically shut these companies down even quicker. And honestly, I hope more money is effectively sued out and more cheating lives get ruined, because ultimately that's probably one of the only ways that can actually deter some of this stuff going into the future. But yeah, this is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.